guys, welcome back. I just wanted to point out a couple of things about sewing on bamboo and the types of needles that you use, along with something that you may expect to receive from someone who is sewing with used bamboo clothing or swaddles where stitches may be removed. Typically a serger, which is this kind of machine that uses 5 or 4 different threads. Those machines are actually designed with stretch needles and stretch capacity. So they work on fabric that are super fine stretch knits that stretch quite a bit. These machines are literally intended for stretchy clothes and fine clothes, where a standard sewing machine isn't necessarily. It can do the work, but majority of sewing done on a standard sewing machine is going to be, in my opinion, on cottons and things like that. So I just wanted to point out that if you get something that has been sewn on bamboo and it's taken apart, you may see some seam holes along the edge where the original seam was. These aren't permanent holes. These holes will disappear when you wash it. On a very rare occasion, the holes are permanent. I take care to take a look through the fabric before I use it, and I pull it apart, and you can just see the perfect fine hole where the needle went through and didn't actually tear the fabric. That's where a real hole is created. The holes you see from seam holes are actually just separations in the fabric where the needle went through the fabric and just created a space and the fabric stretched apart. So once this is washed, those will completely disappear and will not be a problem in the future. Cookie is helping me with this video by giving background dialogue. So if you do use a regular sewing machine, a couple of things you need to know about the needles that need to go in here are, you have to replace the needles that come with it with a stretch needle. If you buy a new machine, they typically come with a little pack of needles. They'll have a heavy duty needle, a stretch needle, and then different basically width needles or the thickness of the needle. And so when you do get a replacement needle, I'm trying to get them out of here real quickly, you're going to want to buy a stretch needle. I don't know if you can read this, but they're going to be called Jersey. Those are Jersey. Jersey is the same thing as a stretch needle. You can buy pretty much any generic brand needle for most sewing machines. Yeah, they're going to say Jersey ballpoint. I can't, okay. This is what I'm looking for, where it says stretch needle. These are 75/11s. 75 is the width of the needle if you're sewing on bamboo. 75, 70, 80, those are all going to be suitable for the machine. But if you have a serger, they have stretch needles in them. They are already a rounded point. That's what a stretch needle is, or a ballpoint needle. It has a rounded tip so that when it goes through the fabric, it doesn't catch it and tear it. Okay? We're all on the same page with that. I had a customer send kind of a rude message about an item she purchased from me and my partner, Elizabeth, that the fabric had holes in it, and she thought it was really unprofessional that we sent it out like that. And little do we know a little better. And if anything does have a permanent hole that you receive from us, obviously, let us know and send it back, and we'll be happy to replace it for you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.